Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian here from Hoover. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso, assalamu alaikum, welcome to my channel. Today I have got this Hoover Junior, as you can tell from the description of what it is. And this one we are going to do a bit more of an in-depth video on the dismantling and the motor. So when I was making the other one on the orange one, unbeknown to me, Steve from Mad About Hoovers, he was actually stripping one of these apart, including the motor. So what I'm going to do on this one is that I'm going to strip it down and clean it, and I'm going to oil the bearings, remove the motor, and actually dismantle the motor to grease the bearings on it. I'm actually going to do it with this one. So this one doesn't have the rating sticker on it, unfortunately. It is missing, and I have hunted high and low all over for it, and it is just not on there. So it's got a belt on there. Let me just do this. I can't remember. No, I haven't cleaned the inside of this one, so this one's going to get its bag cleaned as well. This zip is a bit stiff on it, but that will improve. And it's got a original, but it's got a paper bag on there that I put on when I first had it, but I didn't clean the bag. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this one. So let me just stuff the bag inside. Zip it up. The zip on this will definitely improve after I've washed it. The underneath of it's not in that bad condition, to be honest. The brush roll needs a little bit of TLC, but I'll soon sort that out. So let's switch it on so you can hear it, because I can't quite remember what this one sounds like. So let me just take that off and let's switch it on. This has got a really nice growl to it. It looks really cool. So I'm going to move you closer, and then we're going to start sorting this out. Okay, so I've moved you closer. Let's go down and take a look at this. I really like the colour on it, the green colour. Unplug it first. So let me unhook the bag off the top. You can tell the bag is not very good because it needs a good wash, because it's kind of stiff. And that's the inside of it. So I'm going to roll back that. Take off the dust bag. Take this off. That's an air freshener I put in. No smell left on that. Goodbye. They're rubbish, those are. So I'm going to remove this off it. No good, is it? No bloody good. To remove this completely, and that is the bag off. Oh, sugar cubes. Right, there's a lot of crud in there, so I'm going to vacuum it out first. Ah, there's a tear in it. See that? So I just noticed that there is a tear in the bag. Just there. Luckily, it is kind of on the edge. After I've washed it, I'm going to sew it on the inside and sew this up so that it doesn't tear anymore. Anyway, let me put the screw back into this. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to put the screw back into this. There we go. In the parts bucket. Front. In the parts bucket for washy. God, that gets, they do collect a hell of a lot of crap. Come on, you little bugger. Almost. There's like a sponge thing here that always rots. Get rid of this. Bit of tape stuck in there. Yeah. Just get rid of this. So there's that. Let's take off that. Now I'm going to undo all the cord. This is a new cord that someone's put on. So it's a nice long cord, which is very nice. Now I'm going to... No, I'm not yet. Turn it upside down. Now the handle bail and everything on this is in really good condition. There's no rust on it. Let's remove this base plate. And I'm going to remove the bumper while I'm at it. And the brush roll. That belt's knackered. That runs quite smoothly actually, but it is rather rusted, and the end cap, so I'll strip this and clean it up. Bit of crud in here. So let's take this off. Ugh. That's a bit knackered. The sponge has gone all yucky on it. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm going to remove the wires off it. That's quite an ingenious way of doing it. I'm going to put these screws back in. Way, whipper. Cuba. Quiero bailar la salsa. God, this is a bit stiff. Oh, it's not an original screw actually. That's that. Let me remove the clamp. There we go. Now I can remove the wire from it. And its little clip. There we go, that's the wire completely dismantled, so I'm going to take the handle off next, which is up here. Okay, so we've completely dismantled the handle off it. This was at some point refurbished in Bristol by an authorised Hoover service centre. But there's no name. There's another sticker underneath, so this has been serviced a couple of times. I will remove that sticker. So that's the handle completely removed. Next I'm going to remove these back wheels. Then I'm going to remove the handle bail. Oop. And I need to remove the foot release pedal. Now I can remove the handle bail, which just needs a bit of a clean up. There's a tiny little bit of rust there, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll clean that up. But yes, I'm not going to be washing that or anything, just to clean. So this leaves us with this. Now I'm going to remove these wheels. There's a lot of crap there, and behind that I can see it's rusted. Okay, so now the only thing I have to remove, I can see the suppressor is still inside it, and it's very grubby on the inside, so it will benefit from a good old clean. So what I'm going to do now is to remove the motor. I have to remove the 2 screws off the switch. And that removes the little roller, which I'm going to pop off, and I will clean that. So I'm going to get my amazing £3.50 screwdriver and remove these 2 screws off the bottom. Now these screws, I can see, have washers on them, and they don't seem as big as they did on the other one. So there's 1 screw. Oh, see, now that one's a proper long length. And I'm going to remove these 2 top screws. So let's see if I can just pull the motor off. I think I'm going to have to. Yep. Oh. second. What the hell's going on here? Oh, there we go. Ugh. The seal on that is knackered. So anyway, we got the motor out. Let's just clean the inside. So there we go, we have the body completely free for me to clean thoroughly. Very good. I wouldn't have been able to do this without Steve and Sam and the other guys giving me support. Both Steves. So here we are here with the motor. It definitely sounds a little bit stiff. Let me remove this brush roll. It's brush roll? What am I on about? The pulley, why? The pulley? Try it a bit tighter. Try it a bit tighter though. No. Not too tight. There we are. There's the pulley removed. Seems okay. Still grease on the inside of it from last time it was serviced, so that was a long time ago. Yeah, that comes off nice and easy. Big washer, little washer, that one. That's really good. The seal on this is knackered, so I'm going to have to use sealant on it because this is stuffed. So I'm going to have to use sealant on this one. Oh, there's a screw there. I will clean this up. Now, here's the dreaded bloody suppressor. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove this cover off it so I can see the wires. That's full of dust as well. Ow, I did a baddie. Right, let me just sort out this because I just cut my bloody finger. Okay, I'm back. Ouch, I got a baddie. We're pretty good coagulators in our family. So I've done that and my finger. Next, I'm going to remove this off the suppressor, off the motor house, the case, which is the suppressor housing. So I'm going to remove that, and that. Remove that. Remove that. But I'm going to put this there for now because I'm going to put this back on once the suppressor is removed. So there we go. So this frees up the suppressor. Very, very simple from what I gathered from before. This goes here, black goes here, goes through this and then goes to there. So what I'm going to do is snip off the wire there. So that's part of the suppressor removed. And I'm going to remove the wire there. And I'm going to join these two up together. And then we've got the wire go into this part, and it goes to here. Brush to suppressor to here. So if I just do that, and then what I need to do is join these two red wires up together. So basically I'm joining these two red wires up together and these two black wires together to remove the suppressor. Goodbye, suppressor. Now I'm going to do all this rewiring first before I start putting the blooming thing together, because it's going to make life easier for me. Oh, this doesn't have... Oh, yeah, it does. It's there. Yeah. Well, in that case, shouldn't I just do that? So I don't really need all of this. To be honest, I don't need all of this either. Cut this a bit shorter. Right, okay, it's just trying to work out what a nice length for it to connect it up without causing too much hassle. These are too long as well. But the screw that goes onto the brush onto this, the wire I mean, sorry, it seems a bit scraggy. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, let me join these up. I'm going to do it slightly different. I'm going to use these this time. So first I'm going to strip the wires a bit. So I can connect these up like that. I'm going to do the same to that side. And connect these two up. There we go. So that completes the compressor surgery from Dr. Hooverlux. I can tuck these wires in underneath when I'm going to do it. But anyway, so that's the suppressor surgery done anyway. The next most complicated thing, and the first time I'm attempting to do it, is to split this motor completely open and bare oil the greasings. So I've watched Steve's video about 500 times. No, not really, but I have watched it a number of times. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have my iPad and I'm going to be following him while I strip it out, because this is the first time I've done it. I'm not going to do it tonight, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and I'm going to watch him strip the motor, and I'm going to strip this one in real time at the same time as he does it on his video, and I can pause and stop. So I'm not going to record all that because he does it better than I will, and this is going to take me forever because I'm new at it. So I'll do like segments of you after I've done certain parts to keep you in the loop. But that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I am not going to be doing that tonight. So I am going to be putting these parts through the wash to get them all nice and clean. And I will be back with you tomorrow to do the stripping of this motor. Okay, I have the motor here in front of me. And I have the iPad up there. And I'm going to be watching Steve's video whilst I'm doing this. And it'll be very boring for you, so I am going to put you on time lapse. Right, okay, so I followed that step by step, thank you Steve, and I am now left with this, which looks kind of manky, so I'm going to clean it up. Here's the field coil, here's all the motor, here's all the other parts. Now the seal on my one wouldn't come off completely, it looks a bit mauled, so I'm not going to pull it because it's going to break. But what I'm going to do is now I'm going to clean these parts. I've got some grease, so what I'm going to do is, if I remove this bearing, I'll clean that and grease that bearing, and I will remove the back one, give that a bit of a clean up, and I will grease that as well. And I'm going to clean this, and I'll be back in a minute. And there we go. We're done. I have cleaned the motor, opened it, cleaned out all the inside. I mean, look at this. This was all on the inside, not including everything, all these wet wipes that I used to clean the inside and the outside of it. It was absolutely filthy. So I've greased all the inside of it. I've put it all back together. The carbon brushes are all in place. It does sounds okay. The carbon brushes do sound a little bit different, but that is because I've moved them. I've tried to put them back in the same position as they were, because you'll see the wear on them. But they will take a little while for them to wear back in as well into the shape of it, because I've cleaned it. But definitely, greasing it definitely has made a difference. So we are all back together. Carbon brushes and all. I'm just going to double check everything is tight. I don't know what this is made of, whether it's plastic or Bakelite, so you've got to be careful with the bloody thing. Okay, so we are done. Now let's go back outside and test it, because before I put all of this back together, you know, before I put I want to test it. I want to make sure that it sounds okay. So let's go and have a look. Right, so I got the motor here. I've temporarily wired it up, and I've got it laying side on the bench. I'm going to hold it down with this, because even though it doesn't have a huge amount of torque, I'm still going to get some torque. So let's just try it out. Oh my god, that sounds amazing! Oh, that sounds really good. It winds down really well as well. It winds down really good. So I'd like to say a big thank you to Steve for doing his demo on this from Mad About Hoovers. Thank you so much. I followed your video step by step, and I have successfully managed to take the motor apart and clean it. And also a big thank you to Sam Watson as well, because he was the one that believed in me and said, you could do it, just do it. So thank you very much, guys. I know it sounds really silly, but for me it's a big accomplishment to be able to take out the motor and successfully put it back together. My grandfather was really handy with things, just lots of things, and as I'm getting older I seem to be following in his footsteps. Thankfully not with his temper, but I definitely seem to be I really enjoy doing this handiwork as a hobby. I put this back on only because for the spacings of it seems to give the perfect spacings for it, so I've just put it on. Doesn't make any difference. So right, okay, we have pretty much done what we wanted to do. I need to get these back on, which are the spacers. My nice clean. So I'm going to put a little bit of lube down inside there. That makes it sit on better. Tighten up my spindle. Now when I tighten up that spindle, get this off. So we got the motor done and dusted. Now what I noticed was that inside of here, after I'd washed it, I could see that the sealer wasn't very good. So a little bit on the inside and around here I'm going to reseal it, so that's my next job. Okay, so I've sealed the inside of this because the seals were dodgy. I've got a cloth now. I'll use this bag. There we go. So what I'm going to do next is, because the rubber seal around this was knackered, I'm going to have to put some sealant around it. And then once I put the sealant in it, I'm going to insert the motor. And then once that is in, like a Kirby, I'm going to leave it in like that. And then I'll carry on with the rest of the polishing and things that I need to do. But I want to get the seal dry. This suppressor mount is a right pain in the ass. So, let me get my sealant. Just dried into a cone. God, this stuff stinks of vinegar. What's the matter with this now? Because I cleared the hole. Oh, there we go. Right. Sealed. Where's the lid? I'll do that in a minute. So, I want to get 2 of the screws ready. Actually, I want to get all the screws ready. What I noticed was I did take the screw. I took the screw off there. That little screw was actually for that. So let me put that back in first. Don't fall over, Mr. Motor. There we go. Right. Here goes nothing. Cycle it in. Work it around. This bottom screw in. Okay. So that is the motor in. And sealed in as well. God, that was a bloody feckle, that was, I tell you. Right, so what I'm going to be concentrating on, I'm going to put this to one side actually. Because my next job is going to be this brush roll. So I'm going to get all my tools out the way and then I'll put you back in your normal position and I'll start doing the brush roll. So I bought a new pack of masks, so let me get my mask on before I start doing this. As you can see. Right, so let's get the old gloves on. Now because you've seen me do this 100 times, I'll do So all the metal parts have now been polished, and I've removed the rust off the bracket for the front wheels. I've removed the rust off that part there, and I will touch it up with paint when I get some. I got some on its way. I'll do that after I put it together, it's not a problem. Next I'm going to be concentrating now on the polishing. So you've seen me do this many times, so I'm not going to bore you. So I put the bag all together and that's all on, and as you can see what I've done is I put a piece of that gaffer tape. It's the oh, I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, it's a really good one anyway, so that will protect it from splitting. I didn't want to sew it in the end, so I just put that on there to protect it from splitting any further. So I got all this on, secured. The next thing I have to do now is just slip on one of the bags. So there we go, there's a nice SIBO bag in there now. It's just... zip definitely works a lot better now. Oh, one thing. Got to put in one of my air fresheners. Every vacuum deserves to smell nice. The bag cleaned up really well. It looks amazing. Okay, there we go. We are done. Let's switch it on. You can't really see, but the airflow through the bag, you can really hear it with cleaning out the motor. Just want to make sure that I'm not... No, there's nothing leaking, just wanted to make sure. The bag expands really well. I'll switch it on one more time. That sounds absolutely fantastic. Right, let's get it on the ground and give it a bit of a test. I'm going to give it its initial turn on. That is so quiet. I cannot believe how quiet that is. I am really surprised. That is such a difference. I don't know if you can hear it, but that is so much quieter compared to what it was before I started it. Definitely greasing the motor has made such a big difference because that is so much quieter. It's amazing. That's the best performing Junior I have. I'm gonna have to go back and do the motors of the other ones. I mean, well, especially that Dirt Searcher, but that just sounds amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right, let me get some bits down on the floor and we'll give it a little test on its pickup. Okay, so I put down some sawdust, some porridge oats, and some old couscous that I found in the cupboard when I was doing the barbecue yesterday. So anybody who watched this who was at the barbecue yesterday, don't worry, you had fresh couscous. I'm using old couscous to do the demo. First thing I'm going to do is check this agitation because the growl of the beta bar Sounds really, really good. So I'm going to test the agitation. That was pretty amazing. I didn't know if you could see it or not, so I'm going to do it again. Fantastic agitation there, absolutely fantastic. Keep you Dysons. Agitation on this, you can't beat it. There we go, there's my Hoover Junior 1346A. Thank you very much guys for helping me with the details on this vac, because the sticker's gone, the information sticker, and it definitely looks a heck of a lot better than what it did, and it sounds absolutely amazing. So thank you so much to Sam and to Steve, especially to Steve, for putting one of these on his channel so I could do a step-by-step guide on taking the motor apart and reassembling it as well. The colour on it now looks fantastic. It's done really, really well in the wash. Waxed and polished, looks amazing. Definitely looks $1,000,000. I decided to keep the service sticker on there simply because how many Hoover service centres are there? Authorised Hoover service centres. I mean, like the proper Hoover service centres. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't now. Oh, what am I saying? Anyway, what I'm saying is it's just a bit of the past. So I thought I would keep that sticker on there. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. on this Hoover Junior. Another one looking absolutely amazing. I will be working on, I've got these extremely old Hoover Juniors, but I've still got this one to do. That's my next project. And there's something else pink to go with it as well from the same era. So you'll have to wait for an unboxing tomorrow. I'll put that on. And then I'll do this Hoover Junior. I've got the spray paint. I got everything ready up there to make it look fantastic. So back to this. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more content. I've got more things coming up twice, 3 times a week. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.